All right, folks, so today we are taking a look at another drum solo. I was pleasantly surprised to see that many of you were willing to take the 20-minute excursion with me in the Benny Greb video, but today we're going to do this again with Chris Coleman, hopefully a slightly shorter video. But Chris, of course, monster drummer, one of my favorite drummers and an incredibly proficient soloist. And there are plenty of clips and videos of him out there, but this is one that, for whatever reason, was really formative for me. This is from 2010. I'm going to scroll down so you can see here. This is from the Meinlfest in 2010, and just to kind of set expectations and set the stage here, one of the things that right off the bat is so impressive about this is that he thought he was done playing. You can see in the description here. He thought he was done playing, but he had an extra 15 minutes, and so he just sat back down and played 2 drum solos back to back, and so this is one of them. So let's just get into it. I haven't seen this in a while. I used to watch this over and over, but I haven't seen this in quite a while, so I'm going to kind of get reintroduced here with you. Of course, we get 2010 video quality. So he sets up a theme. Which already this theme, I don't know what it is. This theme just works for me. This sort of back and forth thing between the 2 floor toms and then his kick filling in underneath, and then the left hand kind of providing some melody on top. This I don't know. It seems so simple, and in a way it is, but I've shamelessly tried kind of reconstructing this and playing this sort of vibe myself, and it's surprisingly difficult to really just kind of get that comfortable, whatever, tribal kind of tom vibe he's got going on here. It's not crazy, but... Okay, so he establishes this theme. Again, all improvised. He didn't know he had this time. So he just came up with this theme off the top of his head. No crazy chops yet, right? Just kind of letting it simmer. Just a taste of a chop. Also, I think that editing is pretty funny. The 2010, like, ooh, what if we zoom in on the rack tom every time he hits it? Like, dynamic up, down, right? Dynamic up, chops, classic Chris Coleman moves. And also, let's notice how he starts doing splash close on the hi-hat when he starts moving into kind of chop land here. Right, so it's just quarter notes here on the hi-hat. Then he switches to splash close, which is just one of those like subconscious things that you might not notice, but it raises the energy level of what his left foot is doing on top of the him chopping. And then I'll point out, when he goes for that final run down the toms, you'll notice the hi-hat stops, and it creates a moment of tension. So... Sorry. Where is it? There. Big climax, and then back and he simmers. Little crowd participation thing here. Let right? So he gives everyone enough time to kind of get on board with what's going on. And this is, I mean, he's not the only person to do this. And it's in a way, it's kind of gimmicky. It's sort of a cheap trick, but it always works for me. Like getting the crowd involved and kind of making the audience another piece of the kit. It just always works to keep people engaged and again, create this repetitive theme. So he takes some time here to set up this theme with the crowd. Now we're in kind of this new idea. He's sort of left the Simmering, what I keep calling the Simmering, like Tom's thing. Now he's doing this back and forth with the audience. He's keeping it chill so that everyone can follow along. Right. I can see he is holding his theme. Okay, now he plays a fill. So that he makes sure that everyone's on board. So now he can kind of chop over that. See, the issue for kind of chops monsters like Eric Moore or Chris Coleman or whoever is that too much of it, like it gets boring very quickly. Mike Johnston always used the metaphor that it's like being in a Ferrari, or these days being in a Tesla, or something with a lot of acceleration, where once you accelerate 0 to 60, that feels incredible. But once you're at 60 or even 100 or 200, once you're cruising at 100 or 200, it doesn't feel like anything anymore. It's sort of the same thing with these chops, where if Eric Moore, Tony Royster, or any of these guys are blowing incredible chops, after 5 or 10 seconds, it's kind of like you're just cruising. So there needs to be some way to break up what they're doing, and this is a perfect way to do it, and getting the crowd involved. And then the crowd is kind of listening extra closely to make sure that they can stay in time with him. So whew, those singles definitely, just to show you that he can do in the hands. His original theme, right? Hi-hats are on the ands now. Kind of fun. Maybe it wasn't. Okay, now he's probably thinking, alright, I did not plan this. Where do I go from here? Mini splash solo. Why not? The two hi-hat steps, I think, is just nasty. I don't know. It's just like cheeky. Right there. Chit, boom. Yeah, I don't know. Just that sort of thing. Back to his theme. Up a little bit here, I think on purpose. Sort of raise the tension. Boom, done. Okay, cool. It's something interesting too. You can, those of you who have been following Chris for a while, you can tell me what you think. But it's interesting watching this back, because I probably haven't seen this in 5 years or so, I'm sure, at least. Um, I still love this solo, and I loved it at the time. I love it now. But I feel like Chris is a cleaner drummer now than he was then, and I was equally as amazed with him then, I feel like, as I am with him currently now, if that makes any sense. But yeah, it's interesting. I like being able to see progress in a drummer, even a drummer at a really high level. And a lot of the stuff that he's doing here is kind of similar to what he does now, but a lot of the stuff he was playing, I feel like I'm recognizing he plays cleaner nowadays. So I don't know. Tell me what you think. Let me know what you think of this solo. This was fun to watch it again and just sort of muse on it as we're going. But yeah, this is the Chris Coleman 2010 Meinlfest solo. Thank you for watching, and let me know if you like it, and I'll do more of these.